Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Somni Rosae, the sleeps of the rose. My name is Somni, and as always, wherever you are, I hope that you're doing well. Let me just begin by saying that I am in Anaheim, California. I am recording from my hotel room, and the reason why I am away from home, Canada, is because I came to VidCon for the very first time. And what is VidCon? Well, it's a video convention of online creators, be it Instagram, I think they also mentioned Facebook, but mostly is YouTube. And I've been wanting to come to this event for the past 2 years, and I bought my ticket in February of this year, so I've been planning this for quite some time. And VidCon is an international event. You have it, the original started here in Anaheim, and then there's VidCon Europe, which usually takes place in Amsterdam. Then in September there's VidCon Australia, and they've just added one more, and this one is going to be in February of 2019, and that's VidCon London. And so yeah, it's really exciting. It's I think it's something that keeps growing and growing. This is its 9th installment, and the cool thing about coming to this event, again, I bought the ticket back in February, and I had no idea. I found this out, I think, 2 months prior to the event. Maria Gentle Whispering had announced that she would be a featured creator. That is a huge deal because it's the first time that ASMR is being showcased at an online convention. I don't think it's ever been done before, and I am like 99.9 sure that it has not. And so, and aside from that, they brought ASMRtists to talk about ASMR. And I just thought it was wonderful, and I'm thinking, holy, I just hit the jackpot because I already got my ticket, I already have everything planned, and ASMR is going to be at VidCon. And so I've been counting the days for quite a long time. And so I went to the panel discussion. It's called The Business of ASMR. And so one of the things about VidCon is that it's like going to Disneyland or some kind of a theme park. You have to line up whatever panel discussion that you want to see, or any other event. You have to be prepared to stand in line for hours. Especially the bigger the YouTuber, the more in demand it is. And so you have to be an early bird and wear comfortable shoes and just be very patient. And so they have different rooms. So in one room they could be talking about beauty influencers, in another room about vlogging. And so these rooms, they vary in sizes, and so space is limited. So that's why it's a first come first serve basis. And so I got there early, and I was really looking forward to this event, and it really did not disappoint. And so I am here to talk about what I took away from the Business of ASMR panel discussion. And so VidCon brought 4 ASMRtists, and that was Pokimane, who has her channel Poki ASMR. There was Sugar Boogerz ASMR, FrivolousFox ASMR, and of course Maria Gentle Whispering. And in the audience, I know I'm gonna keep jumping from one point to another. One of the things I want to say is that the other panel discussions that I've gone to, people cheer when the panelists arrived. and they're walking up on stage and taking their seats. People cheers, and all this, and of course I'm doing the same thing. And but with ASMR, you knew that it was present, because the whole crowd, we just went quiet, and we were whispering amongst ourselves, like, and it's like you could feel it in the room. ASMR is in the house. That's the thought that crossed my mind. It's such a beautiful phenomena. I mean, like, you could feel the energy in the room. It was relaxing. It is so different, you guys, and it was so nice to experience something like that live. And yeah, so in the audience there were other ASMRtists. I was there, front row. No, actually that was reserved. I was on the second row. And so there were other ASMRtists present, and also people who don't experience ASMR. There was also industry representatives, because they're curious about the subject. And so the discussion was for 1 hour, but it just wasn't enough. But this is how it is when you're talking about something that is very interesting. There's never enough time, and there's lots and lots of good questions from the audience, and unfortunately you can't get to all of them, right? So here are 4 points that I took away from this panel discussion. And the first one is the $1 million question. And that is ASMR sexual? Now I'm paraphrasing. The audience member worded it differently, but that's basically the question in a nutshell. The $1 million question. And so each panelist answered it in her own way, but the two that really stood out for me, and it stood out for me because from a personal point of view, I'm very protective of ASMR. It's a sensation that I've experienced since I was a child. And so to me, it's inherently, it's not sexual at all. Sensual, yes. Sexual, no. And those two things are very different. I know that in some cases there can be a fine line that you can cross between the two, but it's they're different nevertheless to me. And so sometimes when people associate it with something that it's not, I can get very defensive and a little bit flustered, because it's like I'm trying to explain it, but the receiver is not understanding it, right? So I really liked how Sugar Boogerz answered the question, because she just kept it real. She just went straight to the point. And of course, I'm just gonna paraphrase how what she said in her answer. And so she had said, in a roundabout way, she had said, that yes, ASMR inherently is not sexual. However, someone who doesn't experience ASMR and is watching our content, and if to them is sexual, then what can we do? We can't control that. And she compared it to workout videos, exercise videos. She said some people find those videos sexual, and that's what they use. That's their form of entertainment. And it's true, because exercise videos are produced for the purpose of making you healthy, be more aware of your body, get into shape and that sort of thing. But you can't help it. If you think about it, right? And it really was impactful to me when she compared it to exercise videos, because it's the same thing. You see these people in excellent shape, and and so I'm like, okay, you know what, that is very interesting. That's an excellent comparison. And so again, you can't control how people are going to use your content, how they're going to interpret it. But again, we cannot stress enough that ASMR inherently is not sexual. And so, and I think because of the way that she said it, I felt some kind of letting go of the frustration, so to speak. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Just let it go. Let it go. Just, all of us as a community, we just got to keep doing what we're doing and just focus on what ASMR really is about, which is, kindness, relaxation, compassion, self-care, and so on. And then FrivolousFox added more to her point, and I liked what she said. And again, I'm paraphrasing. It's not verbatim. So she said something along the lines of, people know sex. People don't know what ASMR is. I know, I know. That's deep. That is deep. Because from a personal point of view, I can tell you that when I'm talking to somebody, I'm an empath. However, there are certain things that I don't understand fully, completely, because I've never experienced it myself. So if you and I are having a discussion about, I don't know, something, any subject, but it's something I've never experienced, but you have, and you are explaining it to me, what I do automatically is I go into my archives, of all my past experiences. And as my brain is going through each file, each compartment, it tries to find something that is similar to what you're describing, so that I can try to understand to the best of my abilities what you went through, what you're feeling. And I'll never be able to feel it or understand to the same degree as you, but I guess as an empath or just, it could be a personality thing, really. That's what I'm trying to do. And so it got me thinking, when you or us, when we are explaining to someone who does not feel ASMR, if you think about it, we say to them, oh, it's a pleasant, tingly sensation. It feels great. Well, that person is probably doing the same thing I do, going through their archives. And they say, it feels great. What, like sex? Right? So in some cases, I guess we can't blame them for thinking that way. At the same time, I think it's a lot better to have this discussion with someone who is more open-minded, it's a lot easier. I think it's a lot harder when it's someone who is not open-minded and they completely shut off ASMR as something inappropriate, vulgar, and sexual. It's like they're not even giving us a chance to explain it, to hear our case. I mean, I can understand if you have severe misophonia, because I do have misophonia as well. I have all four of them. I have ASMR, misophonia, frisson, and a little bit of synesthesia. And these are topics that I want to talk to you guys about in other videos down the road. And so if you have severe misophonia, I can understand you for not liking ASMR at all. That is how your body is responding to the sound. Completely understand. But someone who doesn't have that, and they just, they're like, ugh, this is weird. Well, okay, well, that's really sad, right? So so I really liked how they answer that question. I really do. So then there's the second point, and that is the burnout. This is something that so many online creators are talking about these days, and I'm sure you've seen not just in the ASMR, but I've seen it a lot in vloggers. So I'm pretty sure you've seen it too from your favorite content creators. They're starting to speak out about burnout. It can be physical, mental, or creative burnout. And what does that mean? So you feel this fatigue, this physical fatigue from constantly producing videos. Now, some people will say, well, it's not really a job, like, why are you so tired? I'll tell you something. I get the same response from people who, like, if you work in an office from 9 to 5, working in front of a computer, and you go home and you say, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. And if your friend or a family member works in construction, like something very physical, they say, you call that a job? Like, I'm tired. Why are you tired? All you do is sit in front of a desk all day. But I'll tell you something. Editing videos, working in an office is like driving a car, because you are alert. You're using all your senses. You have to watch the road. You have to watch for pedestrians. And yeah, you're sitting down, but you're using your muscles, like holding on to the, steering wheel. And if there's road rage, your body is tensing up. You are burning calories. I mean, you're tense. That is a form of exercise. Yeah, it's not highly intensive like preparing for a marathon or something like, or cycling. Insert whatever exercise you want. Yeah, it may not be exactly like that, but nevertheless, you are awake, you are using your body, you're using your mind, you experience fatigue. Okay, so it's not the same as construction worker or if you're a custodian, a waitress, being on your feet all day. Yeah, I get that. It may not be the same, but nevertheless, it is still fatigue, and we can't discount that. We can't undermine how the person is feeling. They are tired, right? And we need to acknowledge that. And so there's that physical fatigue, and the other one is the creative burnout, because as creators, you're constantly trying to produce content as often as possible. Some people, they upload once a week, twice a week. Some vloggers, they upload every day. Can you believe that? I mean, I can't keep up. I mean, I think I only upload videos like 2 or 3 times a month if I'm lucky, and that's a good month. but it's because at this time, this is not my full-time job at this time. I mean, I don't know if that'll ever change. I don't know, right? And so with the creative burnout, you could have 5 excellent ideas, and then you produce those videos, but then there's that stress of, oh my God, I'm having some kind of block. I have no inspiration, and I need to produce content, and I don't have any other ideas. Oh my God. And you start putting a lot of pressure on yourself, right? And so that's some kind of burnout. And I have to be honest with you, hearing all 4 of them discuss this issue, this is exactly what I did. I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, because unless you have a team, a group of people, and together you own a channel and you produce content, it is a lonely journey to create videos, because you are alone. I mean, look at me. I'm here in my hotel room by myself recording, and I'm going to be editing this by myself. Any frustration, any or challenge that I may come across, or even when I'm really happy, excited about a video, like, yeah, I got the right angle I wanted, it's like I have no one to share it with. Like, nobody else can sympathize with the process of producing a video, the good and the bad. And so I have a wonderful circle of friends and family who support me. They've been extremely supportive. But at the same time, when I'm trying to vent, or I need a sounding board to discuss about, hey, I have this idea, etc., they can only support me up to a certain point. And so sometimes when I'm having issues with the laptop, and they'll say, "But why didn't you try this?" Or, "I don't understand what you mean." And so it's like I feel, oh man, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me that I'm not savvy enough with this technical stuff and so forth. So to hear other creators, big or small, say that they're going through the same thing, it is so reassuring. It is so comforting, because it's like, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one. I am so happy. Oh my God, it's like it feels, it's such a relief. And so it was wonderful to hear that from them. And they gave excellent advice, from saying that if you're experiencing that burnout, maybe take a break, and you decide the length of the break is, what's suitable for you and for your audience and so forth. And the creative burnout, it was great how Gentle Whispering said, sometimes, when you're experiencing that burnout, you can produce the best content ever in your channel. And when she said that, I remembered my own experience. The best way to look at it is like this: when you're under pressure, two things can happen. One of the two: the best comes out of you, it brings out the best in you, or it brings out the worst in you, right? One or the other. And I can tell you from experience, from producing content for 5 years, is that it's true. Some of my best videos came from that pressure, because I was challenging myself. I felt the task at hand. I'm like, okay, you know what? Sorry for the noise. It's daytime and everybody's awake. Sorry. I felt the challenge. I'm like, okay, this is it. Can you climb that mountain? Can you do it? You know what? I don't know. I'm going to find out. And, there were a lot of self-doubts and all this, but you guys ended up embracing the videos. And I'm like, okay, wow, this is incredible. And then there's been other situations where, the best videos, it didn't give me the best videos, and so I didn't upload them. I'm like, no, it's not uploading this. So yeah, there's excellent advice. As well, I just want to clarify that even though I'm talking about the advice and the ideas that were given at this panel, this is a discussion. This is not a formula like, okay, 1 + 1 = 2 always. This is not if you do this and you do that, you're going to get this result. This is just a discussion, so please just take it with a grain of salt, okay? And the third point that they brought up was how you make a living with your channel. This was a question that was asked because of the title of the panel discussion, The Business of ASMR. That's one of the things that you're going to see at events such as VidCon, because they have panel discussions on how to improve the quality of your video, how to work with lighting, how to work with sound, what brands to work with. I mean, you see everything. You see the marketing, you see the technical aspect, everything really. And so this question was brought up. And of course, the answer varied. Some said Patreon. That's where they get their support. The next one was the ad revenue, the commercials that you see at the beginning of YouTube videos. That's a form of revenue. And the other is brand deals. The one of the things that was said is that as artists, and I think anyone who is creative, anyone, it doesn't matter what form of art you're using to express yourself. I think that's one thing that a lot of us struggle with, and that is, how do you make a living off your art? And should you? Is that the right thing? Are you selling out? you know, are you selling your soul? It's like there's always this you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just you know, I don't know, I'm just having a hard time articulating my thoughts this morning. But yeah, it's like how do you do this with without feeling guilty and all this? I think everyone who is artistic and creative and they go through this. Writers, I'm sure, go through it too. Oh, you know, I wrote this novel, but I feel kind of guilty making a living off it. You know, it's something that we go through. And so again, it was nice to see other people expressing that same sentiment. And you know, it's just, I guess we have to make peace with it and find a way to make peace with it, because we got to pay bills. You know, I'm sorry. There's no other way to say it. We got to pay bills. We got to eat. This is the world that we live in. We don't get things for free. We have to work for them, and we have to find a way to earn a living so that we can have a roof over our shoulders and food in our tummy and clothes on our back. That's the reality of it. However, one thing that was, and I'm so glad that they mentioned this, is that with ASMR is really unique. It is really special. You can't advertise just any product with ASMR, and I'm so glad that they brought that up, because I completely agree. Most recently, I've been seeing these commercials, like these companies. They're creating ASMR videos, but they're not ASMR. And I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to get in trouble, you know, I don't want to get sued or anything. But to me, I'm like, that is not ASMR at all. And it doesn't go with our community. And because our community focuses on kindness and again, health, mental health and all these things. It's true. You cannot just, you know, have this product and then just put the ASMR label on it. That's not how it's going to work. And I think Gentle Whispering said it best. Don't rush. Don't rush. You have to approach this in an ASMR way. It's so true. You know, she said, don't rush. You know, and I think this advice can also go with anyone who has a YouTube channel, not just with ASMR. You know, but it's like, it's something that you have to think about. You know, who do I want to say yes to? Right? Do I want to say yes to everything? No. I mean, you know, we got to be patient and we got to think about these things. But most specifically with ASMR, you just can't put it on anything. You cannot. And I think, I really hope that in the future, companies collaborate with ASMRtists, because who knows this community better than anybody else? It's the content creators, you know. So I hope that that changes. And the fourth point is they asked about, you know, the stereotype of content creators of the ASMR world, you know, that a lot of them are female. And again, Gentle Whispering said it best, you know, it's a stereotype. And you have to remember, who is the godfather of ASMR? It's Bob Ross, right? So no, it's not just females, women creating these videos. There's an array of male content creators, and I think it's time, not it's time, but to emphasize it more. This this group of content creators. And so, you know, there's Ephemeral Rift. He's one of the first ones that I saw in English. My very first ASMR video in Spanish that I ever saw was from this guy from Spain. His name is Zweig ASMR. He doesn't create content anymore. I hope he's okay, you know, because there's some content creators that were producing videos 6 or 7 years ago, but then they just stopped uploading. So I hope, for all of them, I hope that you guys are doing well, that you guys are okay. So I'm gonna leave the link below of all these content creators that I'm mentioning, and as well as anyone who's watching. If you are a male ASMR content creator, just leave your name in the comments so that anyone who's watching this video can go and check out your work. Also, if you're a female content creator, leave your name in the comments. Let's share, okay? Let's use this video to promote one another. Let's share it. And so there's that point. And so I had mentioned that there were other ASMRtists in the audience, and there was Matty Tingles, and you can check out his vlog. He's been vlogging about VidCon on his other channel, on his non-ASMR channel. So there's a clip there. I recommend that you check it out. There was also Tara D ASMR. It was so cool. It was so cute because, as we stepped into, like we're all taking our seats. I was already there because I had, there was another panel discussion before the ASMR one. So I was already there. Oh yes, I was already there. And so she sees me and she approaches me, and I see her and I'm like, wait, she looks familiar. And then she says, hey, you look familiar. Yeah, you too. And we just kept going back and forth because I know I've seen you. Oh my God, And I started feeling bad because I'm like, I should know the name. I've seen her, and she's doing the same thing. And it's a surreal experience because, you recognize each other, but because you only see each other through the screen, through the phones and laptops, it's surreal when you see each other in person. It's like, oh my God, this person is real. This person is flesh and bones. Okay, it's real, But yeah, it was great to meet other content creators, and I did take some pictures, but the lighting was low, so I couldn't. They're not exactly the best, not exactly the worst. Well, depends on your taste in photography. And I mean, I used whatever resources I have available. But if you check out Tara DASMR or Matty Tingles again, they got sharper images, so go check it out. And so I didn't get a chance to get a picture with everybody because the moment that the discussion was over, you only had I shouldn't say you, but the organizers who were moderating the room, they were like, okay, rushing us out because there was a lineup of people that were waiting to get inside for the next panel discussion, right? So I panicked. I'm like, okay, and I left. But I did get a chance to talk to Maria Gentle Whispering, and I don't mean to just single her out, but the reason why I'm talking about her is because she was the very first ASMR video I ever saw, and this was back in the summer of 2012, and I opened my channel in 2013. And I remember that it was in the summer because I had just moved into a new place, and I was struggling with my with the outcome of that because we all go through a phase, and I was kind of regretting my decision. I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I did the right thing, etc. So I was experiencing a lot of stress and sleepless nights, and what I used to use to calm myself down was to watch documentaries with a really soft narrating voice, that sort of thing. But this time I was not in the mood to watch a documentary. I'm like, you know what, I just want to watch something like spa related, something like pampering, something like, and it was so hard to find. And I'm like, you know what, when I was about to give up, I just typed in the 2 words, makeup relax, let's see what I get. It's YouTube, there's got to be something. And her video came up, her one of her makeup videos, and I didn't know what those letters stood for, ASMR, and I'm like, okay, whatever, And the moment I heard her and watched her demeanor, the tingles just rushed through, and I remember saying to myself, this is exactly what I was looking for. And that stress just completely disappeared. And I very quickly was telling her this, like super quickly. I was rushing. I don't know. Oh my God, I was probably mumbling my words. I was rushing because right behind me there was like a lineup of people who wanted to talk to her, and I don't want to be and considerate, it's not all about me. And so, that's what happened. And so it was great to personally say thank you. Truly, thank you. ASMR has changed my life. It's so interesting. Do you guys, I'm sure many of you have seen the movie The Wizard of Oz. What did they tell Dorothy? The good witch says to Dorothy at the end, well, you have, or I don't know, please don't crucify me for getting the quotes wrong. I haven't seen this movie in a very long time, but you know what she says to her, that you had it with you all this time, when she talks about the ruby red shoes, right? It was there with you all this time. It was there for you to go home. It's been there with you. ASMR is a feeling that I've had since I was very, very little. The first time I ever felt it was when I watched the show All About You. It was with me all along. What saved me was with me all this time. And Maria Gentle Whispering is the good witch in Wizard of Oz who just pointed it out. That's what it is, you guys, right? It was with me all along. I'm not going to get emotional, so I'm going to cut this video pretty soon, but that's what it is. That really what it is, And so, oh my God, what is happening? Maybe I'm just hungry or something. I just felt so many emotions. But there's so much more I want to say. It's been an interesting week for ASMR because in these past few days, two things have happened to ASMR, and it's one extreme to the other. I don't know if you've heard, but China banned ASMR from their online platforms. Wow, a country of over 1 billion people has done this. And citing, and I semi-quote, the reasons they banned it are because of vulgarity and pornographic. Citing reasons of vulgarity and pornographic. What has happened to ASMR that has gotten to that point of view? Oh wow, talk about a misunderstanding. Talk about a wrong label. Wow. What is it that they saw that they're like, oh yeah, it's inappropriate. Wow, it's just incredible. So there's that. And on the other side of the spectrum, you have VidCon recognizing ASMR. One extreme to the other. I like this one, right? In VidCon, if you're watching this, which I hope you really are, thank you. For real. Thank you for bringing ASMR. And to the audience, if you guys are interested in VidCon, visit all their 3 websites because they're all separated for the US, Australia, and Europe. And there is a form. I don't know if it's still there, but last time I checked it was. There is a form or an email that you can contact them and let them know who's the content creator that you want to see. Because of course they'll bring the really popular ones, but at the same time, in the online community has so many creators, so there's so many other gems that they haven't discovered, or if there's a topic that they should be showcasing, let them know. And so, if you want to see ASMR, if you're in Australia and you want to see ASMR there, let them know. If you're in Europe, London, let them know, right? And so I hope that I don't know if they'll bring ASMR to Anaheim next year. I don't know. A lot can happen in 1 year. But one thing I'll say for sure, it was great to meet other content creators. It really was. It was so much fun. And I hope that it keeps growing, and I hope that more events like this that bring a lot of positivity and a lot of good stuff. I hope that this keeps happening, because we needed ASMR in the past, and we still need it, and I know we're going to need it more to continue to help others. I wish there was another eloquent way to end this video, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching this video. It's a really long video. I am sorry. Wherever you are, again, take care and send you lots of positive vibes. We'll stay in touch. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And thank you for the support. Thank you.